I've got...
I know, just from him smoking.
Yeah, just from being so close. What's up, OMG Nation? Wrestling Road Story. So, me and my old tag partner, the Livewire Chris Vaughn, were traveling with our agent. There was a possibility we were somewhere in Florida. Chris was called the Livewire because it fit his personality to a T. Just a wildly talented guy in the world of professional wrestling. And I was never afraid to say this, but the guy had more talent in his little pinky than I had in my entire body. But he lived and breathed professional wrestling from the time that he was a little kid. From the time that him and I met initially when we were both training to be professional wrestlers. Back to Florida. We're traveling. We stop at a hotel and Chris is cutting up and decides that he is going to wrestle in the hotel room the Invisible Man. Now remember, Chris is a straight-laced dude, not a drinker or any extracurricular medications in his body. Zero, none. So he starts talking trash to the his invisible opponent. Him and his invisible opponent lock up. They go through a series of headlocks and shoulder tackles, and then all of a sudden Chris hits the ropes, gets kicked in the stomach by the Invisible Man, and the Invisible Man suplexes Chris onto the bed. Chris bounces up and goes through the wall of the hotel room. And when I say goes through the wall, he puts a hole in the wall the size of his entire upper body. Now this hotel room, I believe it was on our agent's credit card at the time. I turn and look at him, he looks at me, and he goes, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, holy smokes, that was a great match. It looks like you lost, brother. Well, obviously the match with the Invisible Man was over at that point. There's an enormous hole in the wall now in our hotel room. We figured we're gonna have to pay for this. Well, we go down in the morning and I'm not gonna say who. Somebody in our group may have told the story of what happened slightly differently than what really happened. Somebody said that Chris got up in the middle of the night to go relieve himself and tripped over the comforter and fell through the wall. And I was like, there's no way they're gonna buy that. There's no way they're gonna buy that. This is gonna cost a lot of money. We did everything as a team, so we already decided that, you know, we were egging him on. We were all gonna split it 3 ways. The hotel guy goes, well, how bad is the hole? Well, we had taken a picture of it. He looks at it and he goes, so what happened again? And we told him, and he goes, oh, no worries. We'll handle it. Don't worry about it. And we were like, oh man, are you sure? Are you positive? No. We'll take care of it. No big deal. So we leave. And let me just tell you, things wear on me. If I do something that's slightly questionable in the honesty category, it's going to wear me out for a long time. I would say for the next month, Every time I thought about that, I was so eat up over how I decided to tell a different story than what really happened. But at that time too, in our defense, which is not a very solid defense, we weren't making a whole lot of money either at that time. We figured whatever it cost to replace that sheet of drywall, because they were going to have to replace a whole sheet of drywall probably, or it was going to be a very large patch, was going to be more than we were making wrestling that weekend wherever we were at in Florida. For about the next month or so, I was eat up every time I thought about it. There were times where I was thinking, we need to go back and tell them the truth. We need to go back and tell the truth. I can't even sleep. But we were broke. There were always little bitty things that kind of happened and kind of went on. They were pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna run in here and grab me a quick coffee. Let me tell you how nice of a dude Chris was. They needed a different match on the card, so they ended up putting us against each other. I want to say probably 3 or 4 minutes into our match, and our match was supposed to be like 12 minutes long. There's a move called a do-si-do. Basically what a do-si-do is, either myself or my opponent goes to shoot the other person off of the ropes. You do a do-si-do move, which you never release each other's hands, and you spin under each other and then whip the other person into the rope, so it's a reversal. Somehow or another, we do-si-do'd, and his elbow clipped the side of my face. And there's video of it somewhere, and you can hear the crack sound. It sounds like a firecracker went off in the ring. 30 seconds after that happens, Chris says, oh my goodness, your eye is swelling. I said, it's okay, it doesn't hurt, and I can see. About a minute or two later, oh my goodness, it's starting to turn purple, and it's getting bigger. We should end this match. And I said, no, it's fine. It doesn't hurt. And I can still see out of it. Let's keep going. So we do some more stuff. A few, maybe 2 minutes go by. Oh my goodness, your eye is almost swollen shut and it's purple. You look like you should be in a Rocky movie. We're in the middle of the ring talking as this is going on, and we're supposed to, you know, be opponents and hate each other. Again, I said, hey, it's fine, I can see. It does not hurt at all. I'm a showman. For me, anything that made the match better was good. I told him to do something to me, and I rolled out of the ring, and I kind of fell into the front row. And everybody in the front row was like, oh my goodness, oh! And some old boy said, he just whipped your butt? And I'm looking at them and I'm going, I can't see, which I can see fine and it didn't hurt. But I knew it was swollen because I reached up at some point and touched it. And it was swollen bad. Well, I ended up going to the hospital later after the match. We finished out the entire match. When I got back to the dressing room, I looked in the mirror and I looked like I should have been in a Rocky movie. At least on my left eye. Well, I ended up going and getting x-rays, and I fractured all of the bones from, so if my nose is here, all the bones this way. I believe, if I can remember correctly, one of them is called the zygomatic, and then either one to the left or to the right of it, I fractured them. The doctor said, the bad news is you fractured facial bones. The good news is nothing grabbed muscle, so there's not any drooping of your face, and there's really nothing we can do. You just have to be careful, and it'll heal up on its own. So I remember shortly after that I was still slated for a few cards, and we had to come up with a reason where I wasn't going to wrestle. Everybody had already seen that my eye was black and blue and purple. So I had the idea of, hey, why don't I wear sunglasses from here on out, and I'll tell everybody there's nothing wrong with my eye, and you keep having the announcers say, well, so what happened to your eye? Oh, nothing. I act like it's no big deal, and I'll say that I have a hangnail, and that's the reason that I can't wrestle. So that's what we ended up doing. We're running with the storyline that I had a hangnail, and we kept getting the announcer to bring up, well, what about your face? And nothing's wrong with my face. It's beautiful. And I remember I was playing heel, which is a bad guy. I'll just never forget, in that entire match, Chris kept saying, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, your face. We gotta stop the match. We gotta stop it. No, it's fine. It's fine. I can see. It doesn't hurt. Well, I asked the doctor, I said, if I did that much damage to my face, how come it never hurt? And this is the same doctor that I went to the first time I broke my nose. He goes, well, the first time you broke your nose, did it hurt? No. Okay, then, that's why. So I guess for some reason I was able to deal with trauma to my face for some reason a little better than normal, I guess. Got a million of these road stories, and it was such a large part of my life. I mean, 15 years and 15 years of traveling, local traveling all over the South End. I never really went out west a ton. I went upwards towards Philly, a lot of stuff in Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, but I never really made it to California. I don't think I really ever even had the desire to go out that far. I don't even really know why. The travel wasn't terrible, so I enjoyed it, and I just stuck with what was paying me, and paying me decent. So hopefully you enjoyed some of those road stories. It is bike night, and I am headed over to Moonshine Harley Davidson in Cool Springs, Franklin, Tennessee. Look, they ran out of gas and had to fill their tanks up. So that was a little bit of bike night. Well, once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button. Be sure and subscribe and check out one of my videos here and here. Thanks for watching, everyone.